Hello and welcome to Select 10. In today's video, we'll rank some of the top and most enjoyable new Hollywood films that came out in October and November of 2023 on Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, and other streaming services. Furthermore, the availability of these films on the aforementioned streaming services may vary based on location. So if you are looking to watch new movies, then these are some of the top new releases that you should look into. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Rumble Through the Dark. It is a 2023 action thriller film directed by Graham Phillips and Parker Phillips. The plot revolves around Jack, a failing boxer who is badly in debt to a mafia leader named Big Mama Sweet and is about to lose the childhood residence he lived in with his lovely foster mother. So, in an attempt to keep his house, he chooses to fight for money in a cage and achieves sufficient to pay off what he owes. However, after the unanticipated event costs Jack all of his cash, he has to face Big Mama and suffer terrible repercussions. However, soon after theme park employee Annette enters Jack's life, things drastically alter, and destiny helps him by forcing him to re-evaluate his decisions. The performances of the actors enhance this formulaic and sentimental thriller, and the picture delivers an emotional punch at moments, but often stumbles with a slow storyline. Despite some illogical, random surprises in the plot, there are plenty to keep everything going, and the action it has is brutal. Overall, the film is a character-driven drama rather than a complete action film, but there are enough violent fights to keep genre enthusiasts satisfied. Number 9. The Marsh King's Daughter is a 2023 psychological thriller film directed by Neil Burger. The plot revolves around Helena, who was raised in solitary confinement when her father, the Marsh King, abducted her mother. Years later, when Helena's father escapes from imprisonment, she is afraid that he will go after her family and chooses to hunt him down herself. In the process, she faces her past as the little girl of a kidnapper, while she heads into the depths of the woods to face one of the most risky men she's ever encountered and tries to outwit the man who taught her all that she knows regarding staying alive in nature. The narrative is more emotionally charged than traditional cat and mouse storytelling, yet it nevertheless manages to keep audience engaged as it reveals a suspenseful plot full of family secrets, terrifying ghosts of past events, and adventure. The movie struggles to offer valuable perspectives and depends too much on stellar acting without the necessary narrative backing. Although its dark and suspenseful plot manages to entertain viewers, the movie skips over certain essential information, leaving viewers feeling dissatisfied. Number 8. Freelance. It is a 2023 action comedy film directed by Pierre Morel. The story follows former intelligence officer Mason Petitz, who finds himself trapped at an office job while he hesitantly agrees to a freelance contract to protect reporter Claire Wellington while she does an interview with the merciless ruler, Juan Venegas. However, the unexpected trio has to work together to survive both the jungle and one another when a military takeover occurs in the middle of their interview. The movie is a fairly decent action comedy with a few cool action scenes, some lousy jokes, and an uneven storyline. The screenplay is dull and does not make the most of John Cena and Alison Brie's capabilities. However, despite its impressive objectives, the film attempts to address difficult political topics without really addressing them, making the story a chaotic and underwhelming comedy adventure. But you could like this one if you're looking for impulsive entertainment to watch and simply enjoy. Number 7. In the Land of Saints and Sinners. It is a 2023 action thriller film directed by Robert Lawrence. The movie is set in a small Irish town where Finbar, a former gunman, hopes to get behind his troubled background and live a peaceful life away from the unrest and politics that has overtaken the nation. However, when a local girl gets attacked by frightening criminals, Finbar's life takes a surprise turn, compelling him to return to his former ways. Following this, he finds himself entangled in an ever more violent battle in which he must decide between protecting those who surround him and disclosing who he really is. Compared to recent Liam Neeson films, the movie is considerably better. Although the movie initially seems like a standard Liam Neeson action movie, which it sort of is, it stands out because of an excellent cast and amazing visuals. The script is decent and enjoyable overall, but the traditional action with exquisite visuals is what elevates this film to a fun level. Number 6. Please Don't Destroy The Treasure of Foggy Mountain. It is a comedy drama film directed by Paul Briganti. The film centers on three friends, Ben, Martin, and John, who were once close friends but have since fallen apart from one another. However, one of the friends discovers that a chart that they discovered as children may hold the secret to finding a fabled hidden treasure, which could reunite the three of them. Following this, the three set out for the mountains in search of their treasure, while they were pursued by park authorities and members of a jungle group. The friendship context, which incorporates a treasure-seeking premise, is incredibly effective because of the funny writing and heartfelt notions that it conveys about friendship and brotherhood. Overall, the film's greatest strength is found in its funny and ridiculously continuous humor. However, there's no true viewpoint to support that insanity, but in the end, it's precisely what you would expect from a solid comedy movie. The writing is crisp and full of comedy, high-stakes adventure, and a chaotic treasure hunt centered on the significance of friendship. Number 5. The Killer. It is a 2023 action thriller film directed by David Fincher. Many people, including myself, had great hopes for this one. While it is not David's finest work, it is also not his worst. And sure, it's not for those hoping for an ordinary assassin film with action packed in the style of John Wick. The film's main flaw is its slow-paced screenplay, which may turn off many viewers, but its efficient script and powerful lines will amaze fans of story-driven and dark movies. The narrative centers on an experienced assassin who, for the first time in his professional life, fails to hit his intended target, and the consequences start to show right away, making him go back to his hiding place, where his belongings are ruined and his friend is gravely hurt. In response, he devises a complex strategy for retaliation and starts looking for each and every participant responsible. The best element of the film, in my opinion, is Fassbender's sharp and elegant performance, while the storyline is similar to that of other action films like John Wick and Taken. But what makes it unique is director David Fincher's distinctive aesthetic, a strong cast, and amazing action. Though it falls short of being a top-tier Fincher film, it is nonetheless an incredibly captivating drama of revenge and rage. Number 4. The Holdovers. It is a 2023 comedy drama film directed by Alexander Payne. The narrative centers on Paul Hunnam, a strict teacher who has no choice but to stay at the facility over the Christmas vacation in order to look after the few kids who have no place to go. He ultimately forms an odd friendship with two of people. One of them is the institution's main chef, Mary Lamb, who recently lost a son, and the other is troublemaker student, Angus Tully. The plot expands as these three entirely distinct lost individuals create an uncommon Christmas family and experience a series of amusing mishaps throughout the holiday period. Ultimately, their journey shows how they support one another in realizing that they are open to picking what they want and are not bound by the decisions made in the past. Each of these people has a little history that helps the viewer relate to them. This film doesn't offer traditional vehicle pursuits, high-tech effects, or silly adventure story. Instead, it conveys an array of feelings and makes you smile, laugh, cry, and feel sad. It's an entertaining film that offers a smart and thoughtful examination of the situations that determine people. Number 3. Leo. It is a 2023 animated comedy film directed by Robert Marianetti, Robert Smigel, and David Wachtenheim. If you don't enjoy kids-centered films or feel-good animated films, you can skip to the second number. The narrative centers on Leo, an exhausted 74-year-old reptile who has spent years with his mate Turtle, confined to a single Florida classroom. However, when he discovers that lizards die at their average age of 75 and that he has just 1 year to live, he tries to flee to discover the world from the outside, but he ultimately becomes entangled in the troubles of his nervous student, involving an outrageously rude replacement professor. As the film goes on, we witness how the 5th grade kids' lives are transformed by Leo's guidance and how they obtain comfort in him that they were unable to acquire from their newly appointed replacement teacher. Leo is an excellent choice for family viewing because of his beautiful story, which is sure to dazzle both adults and younger children. Leo is a stunning movie that is definitely worth seeing if you're the kind of person who enjoys watching animated films, regardless of the age range for which they are meant. Number 2. When Evil Lurks. It is a 2023 supernatural psychological horror film directed by Demian Rugna. The narrative takes place in a rural town and tells the tale of two brothers, Pedro and Jimmy, who uncover an individual afflicted with a demon illness. Shocked by this, they learn that a devilish illness has been growing on a neighboring property and that crop production in the area has been infected by it. In an attempt to put an end to the evil, they try to lure the prey off their property and fail to follow the right protocols for ritual, which makes their careless acts unintentionally cause a possession pandemic in their little town. Following this unforeseen event, they try to elude an evil that is spreading and corrupting everyone it comes into contact with and recruit the help of an elderly man who has the weapons that can put an end to this paranormal wickedness. Although the film's shock and gore sequences are masterfully executed, its ethical issues and flawless execution are what really make it stand out. The movie is one of the greatest horror movies of 2023, and it surprises its audience with its cruelest, violent, merciless portrayals of evil. It's a must-see horror film. Number 1. The Creator. It is a 2023 science fiction action film, directed by Gareth Edward. If you missed seeing it at the theater, now is the opportunity to view it at home. The plot is set in 2065, a time where artificial intelligence has been eradicated after being accused of an attack, yet there continue to be zones where artificial intelligence and people reside. At the center of it all is Joshua, an officer on an operation to breach the AI creator's laboratory to retrieve a more sophisticated hidden weapon that could end humanity's last line of defense and hope. However, Joshua's objective is put at risk when he learns the truth about the weapon. The plot has many twists concerning Joshua's motivation for the assignment, the weapon he found, and the choices he made with it. Overall, it's an intense genre-bending thriller with an extraordinary future setting, powerful main performances, magnificent visuals, and a heartfelt core plot narrative that's both provocative and painful. Although there are still a lot of unsolved problems, the movie concludes well enough to satisfy most science fiction fans. Even though it's not flawless, it's unique and worthwhile to see. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.